Has Manjaro taken away my joy of food? I used to love food, obviously massive part of my life, and I probably spent a lot of time eating food. And that wasn't just breakfast, lunch and dinner. That was all the snacks in between. That might even be like, double lunches, or just not being able to say no to anything. So if there was cake going, if there were snacks going, if there was some free sandwiches going at work, then I would have them, and I'd eat them all. And I guess I enjoyed eating it. I'd get a bit of a buzz, obviously from the taste, that I was kind of like used to. So used to that kind of like sugar hit or that kind of fatty foods hit. I would get that. I'd also enjoy the feeling of basically being stuffed. So I didn't really feel like I was full until I couldn't eat anymore. So obviously all that has changed, but I still get, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I still have some snacks in between. It's obviously slightly different foods that I'm having. So I'm kind of making sure that they're healthier options. They're not massively loaded in calories and all those kind of things. So I've probably eradicated certain parts of it, but I'm still eating food and it's still nice food that I'm having, but it just doesn't make me kind of go, oh wow, that was a nice lunch, or oh, I'm really glad I had that for dinner. So what's happened there? Where's that joy gone? I'm finding it really hard to choose what I want to have for dinner. So I'll get home, it's like, what should we have? And it can be something that maybe was quite nice before, and I'll have it and I'll be like, it was all right. It was meh. It was fine. It wasn't completely bland, but yeah, it just didn't do that. So I think on Friday night had some ribs, some ribs at home with some air fryer fries and some salad stuff. Bit of a, hey, it's the start of the weekend, and it was nice. But once I'd finished it, I was like, was it all right? And I think the question quite a few people go, was it worth it? Were those extra calories worth it? It wasn't a hugely calorific meal, to be fair. It was nicely portioned up. So I don't feel bad about that, and I doubt it even was kind of like hugely calorific, really, when put into the daily kind of calorie allowance I've got. But yeah, it wasn't that amazing. So yeah, it's kind of like cravings have gone. Food that used to be amazing, I'm like, it's all right, and I can't make any choices about what kind of foods I want to eat. And you can view that as positives. I'm not gonna go and eat a tub of ice cream or eat a whole pizza or something to myself, but also, yeah, I like having food. I found the only foods where I'm kind of getting it is if I have something which is like a curry or something like that, something that's got a little bit of heat into it and some real kind of some flavours in it. So maybe I need to start doing that, is trying to cook food with bigger flavours that kind of shock my system a little bit. But also, so they all sound like positives. I can't eat enough. I'm not finding all these bad foods as nice as I like to before. But also, I think there's a flip side to this of considering about nutrition as well. So if you're not eating as much food, or you're finding food not as interesting, then maybe you aren't going to be taking in as much of the good stuff as you should be. So that's why it's like really important to have a look at what your diet is. And even if I've not had it where I've not been able to eat on Manjaro, some people have had that and they're like, oh, I couldn't eat my breakfast, I couldn't finish my sandwich. And I don't think that's healthy for you. So I'm quite happy that I'm still able to have an appetite and I still want to have some food. But yeah, I need to think about making that food taste amazing and also making sure that it's nutritious for me as well. So a few things to unpack there. It's weird that it's taken away the joy out of food, but maybe that joy wasn't so good for me, and maybe it was a bit of an addiction. I've read a few things about Manjaro actually helping people who are got alcohol addiction or drug dependencies, and it taking away some of the cravings for that. Obviously, they're like little anecdotal things or byproducts of other studies that are going on, but I'm sure they probably need to do a lot more research into that. But it kind of taps into the same thinking about food being a bit of an addiction. And I know it's not quite the same as drinking drugs and all those kind of things, but it can have the same unhealthy outcomes. So I am going to look to try and put the joy back into my food, and even if I can't 100%, I know that I'm actually investing in myself a little bit more by taking Manjaro. So I wouldn't not take Manjaro because I don't find food as much fun. I think maybe that food fun was a bit of a byproduct of me not being as healthy as I should be. That's it from my hot car. I'm recording in here because it's really windy outside, really busy as well, while I'm just hanging around. So I thought I'd do this quick video in the car, but it doesn't look very exciting here, does it? So hopefully it's somewhere a little bit nicer later on. All right, bye.